are you? I'm looking for you. Why don't you have some hot tea with me? I'd love to chat with you some more. Huh? Hello? Did you go for a walk? Are you in here? What about here? Hey, Seika! Where are you hiding?
It's pretty obvious the princess seems to be putting the squeeze on ya.
I guess so.
I have to ask, is there an advantage to her being able to see into the future? Seems like something you could do. Is it any different than you being able to use your fortune-telling magic?
Well, they're actually not the same thing at all. A fortune teller needs tools and advanced information, and they can only learn so much. Future sight is a very different gift.
So she's special. Is there a chance she might become a threat to you?
No, it won't be an issue. As long as I don't get too involved.
Come back, Seika!
You shouldn't startle me like that.
Sorry. What are you doing with that sword?
Oh, your brother was kind enough to help me practice.
Huh?
I couldn't win a single match, though. I should have expected your brother to be that good.
I'd rather people didn't know he's my brother.
Why are you making such a weird face?
I don't get it. Why can't Amu beat Glai anyway? She's talented, and more than anything, she's the hero.
What are you doing out here?
Well, I'm trying to hide from the princess.
Really? It's plain to see she really likes you, but we're still gonna leave tomorrow. Why don't you spend some time with her before we go? She was up on the terrace moving chess pieces around by herself. She looked sort of sad.
You're not going to ask somebody to play against you?
Unfortunately, nobody will play with me anymore, so I don't bother to ask them. They just say they can't beat me. Seika, do you happen to play any chess?
I know the rules, but that's it.
Splendid. Then let's play now.
It seems like the cards would be stacked against me, though. I mean, if nobody can beat you, a beginner like me's got no hope at all.
Well, how about I play with fewer pieces?
But is it really the same game with that few pieces?
Now that's a good question. You can make the first move. How about that?
Are you positive? I'm not good enough to know when I need to hold myself back. So that means I just might win.
Do it. If you really think you can. Oh, hey! Since you're so sure of yourself, let's make it a bet.
A bet?
Why not? The loser has to do something for the winner. No matter what that might happen to be.
That sounds like pretty high stakes to me.
You can always refuse if you feel like it's something you don't really want to do. It's just for fun.
You've convinced me. Let's do it.
Let me ask you, which chess piece do you think's the strongest? The one with the most power?
That's interesting. Well, in this particular case, I'm compelled to say the two of us, to be frank. We not only control the soldiers, but the king himself. But the unseen politicians who never have to worry about being killed on the battlefield, they're actually the strongest pieces.
Oh my, you really took your time to think about it, huh? Most people would disagree. They're more likely to pick the king or the dragon knight. Which is so predictable, you know? Yours is the answer I was looking for.
So you're saying I'm right then?
I'm not sure. You could be, but I happen to see it very differently. If you stop and think about it, the strongest pieces are the ones right here. It may look like there isn't anything on this table, but in reality, the soldiers, kings, and politicians are all surrounded by all kinds of people, and they're the ones with the most at stake since they have to live in this world.
So you think the strongest pieces are the nameless masses?
Yes.
It's true. In some cases, a people's rebellion can ultimately overthrow the government. But in most cases, the people are powerless and exist only to be exploited.
Kings and politicians don't create anything real. They just steal crops and resources the people produce, and then they have the nerve to claim they're merely taxing them.
You do know you're an actual princess, right? You shouldn't be saying things like that.
What if I told you politicians can't exist without taxes? That's why no matter what, we couldn't actually get rid of them if we wanted to. Oh, and the truth is, people will always possess an overwhelming advantage when it comes to numbers.
Now it's making more sense. So that's why you're going out of your way to make sure the people remember your name?
Yes. I don't have any kings on my side, and I don't have any dragon knights either, so I'd rather use a piece that's never expected. Especially since I know that piece is the strongest of all. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to win our little chess game.
You've seen it already? With your future sight?
So then, Glai told you?
Yeah, in confidence. But I'd already realized something was up before he said anything. You knew Glai would lose his fight with me. And you also knew which boards would fall that day, and you made sure they fell on you. Of course, it all made more sense when Glai told me you could see the future.
Sounds like I should tell Glai thank you then, for doing that. I wasn't sure how I could possibly tell you, but I knew I would need to. When I learned about this power, well, I finally realized what I was born to do in this life.
Oh? And that'd be to help the Empire with your ability to see the future, would it not?
No. Even if you can see the future, it changes. It's a hard truth. Heaven does not assign meaning to people's lives. Once I came to that conclusion, I decided that instead of staying locked up and hidden away from the people, I'd figure out a way to truly live the life I wanted. Look at that. You're losing quite badly. You won't give up, will you?
No way! I won't give up until the very end.
Wonderful news! But you should be aware. You're going to lose in 7 moves.
I surrender. Wow, you really are a strong player.
You're not going to tell me that it's unfair that I can see the future?
Nope. No reason to be a sore sport about it. You're just really good at this game.
I'm very happy you think that way. But to be honest, I was expecting you to say I don't have the disposition of someone capable of cheating.
Oh, well, I've got no way of knowing that.
Really? Would you care to enlighten me on what I'd have to do to make you trust me then?
The most common way? I guess you could tell me what you're really thinking or a weakness you hide.
Very well then. I'll try. Here's a weakness of mine. When I was a little girl, I was scared of stew.
You just didn't like it?
No, I loved it. I became more scared of eating it in winter, especially in rooms with a fireplace. Don't ask me how, but I learned that stew and bread both have flour in them. And so one day, out of nowhere, I got an intrusive thought in my head. I realized that if I were to eat stew and then fall asleep with my belly pointed toward a nice warm fire, wouldn't it make sense for bread to rise inside my stomach until it swelled up?
Oh, no way.
It's so silly, but when I was a little girl, every time I ate a bowl of stew, I'd run to the coldest room in the house so I wouldn't blow up. I'm glad you find it so funny, Seika, but you'd normally be punished for laughing at a princess, you know.
I'm sorry, but anybody, no matter how loyal, would laugh at that.
Next, I'll tell you what I'm really thinking. Let's say, I want to save someone, as an example. Try to imagine watching a child playing in a field, and you can see they're right next to a huge hole. But you can tell the child doesn't even know it's there, and you know they'll fall into it soon. When that happens, my instinct is to save them.
Who?
I'm sorry. I can't say more than that. There's a good chance it might change the future in a way I can't predict if I do.
So that's the real reason you wanted to see Amu?
Oh, well, you're certainly free to think that if you feel that you must.
That's interesting. And you've decided all of this entirely on your own? I'll choose to trust you then. If there's ever a way I can help you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.
That sounds quite delightful. Now then, Seika, I had fun.
Me too. I learned a lot.
Don't think about what I want to ask you to do. Just give me some time to stew on it.
I was really hoping she'd forget our wager.
They may get a bad rap, but humans really are the best as far as I'm concerned. The only real fun I've had on this trip is when I've stuffed myself with their flesh.
Hey, yo, Captain. Can I take him with us?
Negative. Think about it. He'll just attract attention, and he's not nearly as powerful as your monsters.
Dang. Womp womp. Well then, go ahead and eat him, Mead. Yummy. Don't hold back, because there's plenty.
I could need another bite.
Zon, it'd be a good idea for you to eat something too. You've just been standing there this whole time. You must be famished.
I'm fine. No reason to worry about me. I should thank you all. I barely had to exert myself in that last fight.
Just try and remember not to overdo it.
Mudarev, the strongest ogre. Loni, a powerful tamer. Pirslaria uses the evil eye. And Golganis, the devil himself, a candidate to become the next head of the Black Clan. They're all strong. And they've only gotten more so over the course of this journey. Listen, make sure to replenish your strength.
Right.
Sure thing.
There was a time I couldn't tell anyone about my power to see others' strengths. I didn't understand why I had it, so I desperately tried to hide it away. There were times when it upset me, but now none of that's important. It will help me achieve my ultimate goal, and that's all that really matters.
You haven't forgotten anything?
I think I'm good. Thanks, Luft.
Have fun at school. Stay out of trouble, huh?
Sure.
And don't forget, you'll need to decide what you're going to do once you've completed your schooling. Father would probably prefer you to continue with your studies, but...
Oh, yeah, I'm aware. I'll keep quiet about wanting to be an adventurer until the very last minute.
You too, Yifa. You worked the whole time you were here. Did you get any rest?
I feel better. You be sure and take good care of your health as well.
It was great to meet both of you. Please come by again if you ever have a chance.
Will do. Thanks for everything.
I was hoping I could stay here forever.
You just slacked off. Are you this much of a layabout at home?
I have to act perfect at home. I think it wears me out.
Act like you care here, too.
Now I understand why so many girls say they really want to marry a nobleman.
Even if you do marry a noble, that doesn't mean you just get to lie around pouting all day.
Why would you say something so mean, huh?
Once we get back to school, let's both put our heads down and study hard.
But I don't wanna...
Hey, Seika! It's time for us to go, so let's get a move on.
Oh, Glai. Sorry. It's my fault for keeping them.
Fine then. Well, take care, brother.
But Glai...
What? Really? You're coming to the capital once in a while, right? We can see each other then, and it'll be just like old times, Luft.
Oh, yes, indeed. That is, if Glide doesn't die battling a dangerous assassin who's been sent to come get little old me, then of course.
Don't say that, you'll jinx me.
It's just a joke. And it's me who's declaring it a joke, so there's nothing to worry about.
Right.
Lord Luft, I never meant to cause you problems during my stay here, so I must apologize for any trouble.
I enjoyed it, Princess. I will keep governing my lands, and advancing the study of magic too, so that the Empire may prosper.
Bye. Thanks, Luft. Take care.
Same, brother. Bye now.
Who knew? Our whole lives a carriage would have shut you up?
I'd laugh, but I'm afraid it'd just make me feel sicker.
At least this one is really sturdy and should shake less than most.
I'm sorry I'm not great company. Are you bored?
It's totally fine.
Well, didn't think anything in the world could trip you up like this.
I am a human, just so you know.
I'm not so sure.
Is it safe for you to be here, considering how you're the captain of the soldiers?
It's all good. My top priority is staying by the princess's side to protect her anyway.
Yes, but what if something happens?
Our bases are covered. We're traveling in such huge numbers that nothing can overwhelm us. And in the event that something does happen, I'll command the troops while protecting the princess. That's what I've been trained to do.
That's great, Gly. Sorry to jump to a different subject, but about how large are this country's bandit groups typically?
Bandits? Well, they range anywhere from a few people to a few hundred.
I see. Then what's that?
What the?
It looks like they took out the empty carriage we used as a decoy.
Well, looky there, Gly. I guess something did happen. Haven't done acrobatics like that in a while.
Bandits, go! Run!
We got the wrong one! Topaz, go after 6! Corundum, hit carriage 8! All others, aim for the carriage roof!
Archers? This should take care of all of them then. Phase of sunlight. Spell of magnetic storm.
Fire!
Looks like you need a lesson in aiming.
That's right! Support the attack on 8! And reserve units! Kill the creep on the roof! What is that? Is that some kind of magic? Boss, 6 and 7 were decoys too! The enemy has started their counterattack! We need orders now! That carriage there with the mage! Topaz unit, hit him with your magic!
Yellow rises up! Unmoving spirits of rock! Let your wrath become a mighty hammer that falls down upon my foes! Rockfall!
Mages are nice and easy to deal with.
Barrier? That's it! Draw your swords! Forget about the mage for now! Charge the carriage! And get the target!
You're all out of arrows, huh? Jeez. Now I can finally have some fun.
Listen here! This is your chance to save the Holy Princess, everyone! Who wants to have the bards sing in their valor until the end of time?
So he can act like an officer when he wants to.
Seika, are you capable of taking the enemy alive?
I can, if that's what you wish. Phase of wood. Spell of binding vines.
What are those things?
Impressed? I was able to get all of them in one try.
Huh? Real bandits? I wondered what all that hullabaloo was.
And you're absolutely sure you caught them all?
Yeah? Wait, none of you noticed it happening?
We definitely could tell the carriage behind us wasn't keeping up, and we turned around as quick as possible.
By then, it was already over. It doesn't look like anybody was hurt that badly.
That was a bit too close. I'm glad we didn't get caught up in it.
But if we'd been there, we would have beaten them all to a pulp. Am I right, Mabel?
Well, I don't want to work that hard.
You guys don't seem too bothered.
You know, I'll admit it's suspicious. Why attack an army-escorted carriage?
Yeah, something's up.
What do you think they're going to do with them anyway? Make them all walk to the capital or something?
Nah, they couldn't go that far.
Hey, Seika! The princess is calling.
I want to thank you personally. You caught those assassins so bravely.
So then they were assassins. Did you want them alive, for evidence against your political enemies?
Yes, of course. None of that really matters all that much if I don't find out who sent them here in the first place.
Have any ideas?
None. There are so many people it could be.
So do you plan to take the bandits you captured to the capital?
I am. What else would I do?
You already knew this would happen, didn't you? That's the reason you brought the extra carriages along.
We needed a way to transport efficiently, and having them walk would delay the trip. And I didn't want to run the risk of a late arrival causing you to miss starting your next semester of school.
While I appreciate your consideration, I think you're making a huge mistake trying to bring them all with you.
Really? How so?
What if they find a way to slip their bonds? Couldn't they attack us at any moment? We could always slash their Achilles' heels if they did.
There's no need for anything like that. They shouldn't try to pull any more stunts. It's a lot safer for them to wait for the next attack.
Are you saying there's another group out there? Isn't that even more dangerous?
No one needs to worry about that. What they're waiting for won't come. Therefore, there will be no other attack. The winds of fate blow like a storm, and the tiny flapping of a butterfly's wings isn't strong enough to change its course. This is their destiny. That future will never come. It's truly such a shame. I was really looking forward to having the chance to bring you all with me to the court.
I wanted to see it too. I wouldn't have been able to stop bragging about it.
Such a bummer, Amu.
It could be worse. She did get us an expensive inn.
Seriously, you two?
You know, I don't get very many opportunities to bond with people that are my own age. I had a lot of fun. I'm being sincere. I'm sure. I'll have a chance to invite you in the future.
All right, can't wait.
Princess! It's time to head inside.
Okay, I have to say goodbye now.
Bye, Seika.
Yeah. I'll see you. Take care. The same goes for you, Princess. It was an honor to escort you this far.
Oh my, escort me? I thought we'd become friends, but I guess you must feel different about our relationship.
Well, that's just who I am.
Seika, please. Believe me, I am on your side. I am. No matter what happens, please don't forget that.
Our destination is close, as is the end of our journey. It was a harsh pilgrimage. We were lucky to make it this far without losing a single person. When we finally arrive, we will have to do exactly what we came here for. Surely everyone is aware that greater danger lies ahead. Danger that we have never faced. Once we defeat the hero, there's no way they'll let us escape alive. This has always been a one-way journey. But pay attention. For the sake of all demons, we'll defeat the hero. Then after we have fulfilled our true purpose, we'll all head home together.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hasn't that always been the plan?
All I want is my futon and a long nap.
Ha! I want to bring back a bunch of crop seeds with me. I can't wait to feed them to the rest of my village.
I want to make sure everyone knows about all of my great deeds. They should know the lengths I've had to go to avenge my brother.
Yes, that's it. We shall achieve this deed as one. For our future, and the future of demons!